Hi, my name is Matthew Koay, and the title of my presentation is The Greenest Belt, Understanding the Motivations and Barriers to Environmental Volunteering in Urban Green Spaces. A little bit of background about why my project is important is that currently urban green spaces are under threat as the demand for commercial and residential space increases due to population growth. One example of these spaces are green belts, which are strips of natural land protected from urban development by law that provide easy public access to environmental spaces. However, these spaces are often entirely volunteer managed and maintained with little governmental assistance. So in order to ensure the long-term oversight and protection of these areas, volunteer behavior must be studied so that volunteer turnout can be increased. My research question states, what are some important factors, both positive and negative, for long-term participation of forest stewards and volunteers? In order to answer this question, I interned with the Friends of Harrison Ridge at the Harrison Ridge Greenbelt, where I worked to develop a planting plan for a portion of the Greenbelt, as well as just assisted with the general maintenance and upkeep of the area. Here, I issued a survey to first-time and recurring volunteers to get a better understanding of their motivations and barriers for participation. In addition, I conducted an independent literature review of existing research on the topic. What I found is that there are three important factors for participants: a sense of community, the environmental impact of the work, and the issue of transportation and the importance of the role or the role that the location of these urban green spaces play in volunteer retention. Starting with a sense of community, one forest steward is quoted saying that they value the camaraderie that the other volunteers provide by working alongside them, which goes to show the importance of the social aspect of volunteer work. This can be seen in Figure 2, which are the survey responses from recurring volunteers on their motivations for participating, for volunteering at the Greenbelt, with the social aspect of the work being tied for the most common response. The other most common response was an understanding of the environmental impact of the work. People who wish to improve the environment and feel connected seek out environmental volunteering opportunities, with another forest steward saying that volunteering helps restore their relationship with the earth. One of the barriers that I was able to identify is the lack of transportation and the role that the location of the urban green spaces play in volunteer retention. Transportation and lack of awareness were the highest reported barriers to volunteering, as shown in Figure 3, which are survey responses from first-time volunteers on what prevents them from volunteering more often. Something interesting to note is that almost all the recurring volunteers live within the immediate neighborhood of the Greenbelt, which exemplifies the sense of responsibility people feel to areas they associate with their community. This is often referred to in research as as place attachment theory. Based on these factors identified, in order to improve volunteer outreach, I made three recommendations for volunteer organizers. Firstly, by advertising volunteer events as social events, this will appeal to people's desire for a sense of community where individuals interested in the betterment of the environment can get together to work towards a common goal. Additionally, many first-time volunteers with little background in environmental work have a lot of reservations in participating out of fear of ineptitude. By treating these events as community-focused events rather than work events, this can help alleviate some of the pressure they may feel. Another recommendation is to explain the importance of the work being done prior to participation, so participants have a sense of satisfaction that comes with feeling like they have a positive environmental impact. Finally, to address the issue of transportation, volunteer organizers can offer transportation when feasible or designate meetup spots for groups of volunteers to carpool from. Some larger implications as a result of my project are that by identifying these factors, volunteer organizers can better target their projects to increase outreach. By doing so, this will increase forest stewardship as more individuals participate in environmental work, which will help them establish a connection to the environment, while also giving us a chance to educate them on environmental topics. As a whole, this will increase public perception of urban green spaces, which will put pressure on governmental agencies for the continued preservation of these spaces. Something to research further is the impact that socioeconomic factors have on what volunteers deem to be important, as we want to ensure that we have a more holistic view of the topic and are working towards an equitable environment. Thank you once again, and I would like to acknowledge my site supervisor, Linda Becker, all the other forest stewards I've met at my time at the Greenbelt, and my peers for all their support and guidance. Thank you.